Very good evening, wherever you're watching us right around the world. Great to be at your place here tonight for round 7 of the SRL Project Cars 2 Asia Pacific V8 Supercar League on the PlayStation 4. And not only are we back live streaming, but we're here for the Jewel in the Desert. It's round 7 coming to you from the Dubai Autodrome. And what a week it was last week. Our championship leader, we've got a new championship leader, Kart Dude, with a 50-point swing around, now leads Formula One Rocks by 15 points in the Drivers' Championship. What about Righty and HSV with their epic last lap battle in race 1? Then it was Fubbles holding off V8 Man and Nemo for P2 in race 2. And now we head to Dubai for what should not only be a hot race for the cars, but also a hot race for the drivers. Plenty of battles. Mandatory pit stop again tonight, long corners. And we'll see lots of different strategy elements as well. Like we said, live streaming again tonight. Look at that, the beautiful Dubai Autodrome here in the United Arab Emirates. The track, 4.32 kilometres, 12 turns, overcast conditions. I'm sure it never rains in Dubai, and these cars are going to look absolutely beautiful under lights. As I welcome my co-commentator back for another week, Jason Wilkinson. Great to have your company, and guess what? We're back. We're back live streaming.
Yeah, it's good to be back after a 2-week break from internet problems, but hopefully the stream can hold up tonight and we can have a good, well, as clear as it can be, stream as we'll get on to the first guys coming out, as we've got a night race this week, which is going to be pretty exciting. And who we got coming out first? I think it might be V8 Man. No, it's not. F1 Rocks. I don't know who it is. Righty. There we go. So a little bit different with the proper night race, but should be good fun.
So here we see Righty for Mad Sakumi Racing coming out on track, and like we said, don't these cars look absolutely beautiful under lights here at the Dubai Autodrome? Like we mentioned, mandatory pit stop tonight, a qualifying session of 20 minutes, a 24-lap race will follow that qualifying session. Set in spring, of course, the official race time being 8 p.m. And like we said, mandatory pit stop. It's going to be a hot race here tonight, of course. Slightly cooler conditions, cooler track temperatures, given that, of course, it is night time here in Dubai. And like we mentioned, coming off a pretty interesting week last week, of course, one of the super sprint rounds, it saw Kart Dude pretty much dominating the entire evening, Jace, but unfortunately we couldn't get our championship leader, Formula One Rocks, who was leading the championship coming into last week, having internet connection problems yet again. But it's going to be interesting to see now how these two go tonight. As speak of the devil, Kart Dude there on your screen, as he comes out for his first run of tonight's qualifying session. And these two, they're championship rivals. I'm sure they're good friends off the track, but what are we going to see tonight? Another close battle which has pretty much summed up the entire season?
Yeah, definitely. The track where you can actually race at, a lot of dive bombing opportunities, and it's a longer race tonight than our normal, quote-unquote, normal rounds. So I've added an extra couple laps to make it the Dubai 100-kilometre race. So any of you Australian fans would know that there was a super night, or what was it, the Red Rooster Super Night last weekend in the V8 Supercars. So it happens to fall in line with a track that was always going to be in Dubai, always going to be a night race. So so the Project Cars SRL Dubai 100 night race or something like that. Sounds good, but we'll keep working on the names for season 3. But we've got Righty on a lap at the moment. Pole time, or a good time, you're going to be under the 133s. Kart Dude and Formula One Rocks, who are always the cream of the crop, they'll be up in the 131s. So to the bank a lap at the start, remember the track is going to rubber in, so expect a lot faster times towards the end of the quality session.
As always, like we said, 16 and a half minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Those times will tumble, Jace. We saw a time sort of in the early 130s. I can't say this too often. I put in some practice laps myself earlier this evening. I was only 10 and a half seconds off the pace, Jace. That's not too bad on the controller as well. As we ride on board now with Righty, who's been in some pretty good form the last couple of weeks as he comes across the start-finish line. And, he sets a 133.9. And now Kartu, who's going to be all over that time, no doubt about that, as he comes through this highly technical final sector here at the Dubai Autodrome. It's another one of those tracks, Jace, that's very, very strict on corner cutting, so we might see a few penalties tonight. Plenty of runoff areas as well, as Kartu comes onto the main straight now, third gear. The roar of the V8 engines, don't we love it? Fourth, fifth, and he comes across the line and goes 1.5 seconds quicker with a 1:32 flat, and that's going to be a tough time to beat, Jace.
Yeah, definitely goes bang straight away into the 32.0, so you can expect him to go faster on his second lap here and then towards the end of the session. But I forgot to mention, our good friend Nemo now has a fellow countryman. Mighty Murph is back for. He hasn't raced this season, so he's back from season 1. So he's taken Tuli's spot. Tuli said, "See you later." Doesn't want to race, and kick him off to the curb, and in comes Mighty Murph. So he's Rob's teammate, who Rob isn't here tonight, unfortunately, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but so at least Mighty Murph can fly the flag for Ligma Racing, and we'll see what he can do. I've just been working on him with working on a setup with him, just trying to make the car more comfortable, as it's pretty hard to go from not deciding to race an hour ago to jumping in a league race. So we'll see what he do. He'd be hoping to have a good race, but yeah, no, exactly. That I think he's starting right now, so it's a bit harder this week. We're not going to be able to see, because normal qualifying session is when it's lights on, means you're on a flying lap, but obviously at night, don't have the lights on, they can't see where they're going, so you sort of just try and get lucky, as F1 Rocks pops in a 32.8, so we might get on board with him, and V8 Man pops in a 32.7, and see you later, there you go.
Well,
so V8 Man looking pretty quick this weekend, which is good.
He's got his mojo back, the young man. Of course, Dane, the two Shake and Bake racing boys, both setting times pretty close to each other, so there's not a lot between them there. I'm guessing V8 Man's put in a few more practice laps. Of course, he's back on the pace as Fubbles now, who's currently sitting in P4, just under a second off Kartu's provisional pole time of 1:32.039, as he comes through the last part of the lap. Very long sort of flowing circuit, we might see some overtaking opportunities here tonight. As Fubbles there spins out, and that's the end of his hot lap, as Waffles and Bits for On The Couch Racing. Just 13 minutes left in this qualifying session. Like we said, it's not one of the super sprint rounds tonight, just a regular 24-lap race. We were discussing different names, weren't we, Jace? Title sponsors. We sort of tweaked a few. We tried a few names out. I think the Minds of Motorsport Dubai 100 was one of them. Maybe the Red Rooster, or I don't know, maybe we could get some sort of sponsorship deal before the evening's out. Maybe get us some free chicken. No, just joking. But anyway, we'll wait and see what happens. There's Waffles now coming down the back straight now towards the hairpin. And where's he on the timing stands? A 1:33.1. He's looking pretty handy so far, Jace.
Yeah, he was definitely a lot faster in Sector 1. I think he was almost 2 tenths up. So yeah, it's a track where you need a good pointy car, so you need a car that doesn't understeer, but at the same time with the slow speed exits, you can't have a car that just uses too much tyre and oversteers. So it's a fine balance. As you can see, he's 4 tenths up at the moment, so that should put him up a few places. But again, this is the last sector is very tricky. This long double left-hander, you got to take there's like two apexes for it. They got to take the first bit, and then you got to run wide, and then come back in for the tighter bit. And this second last corner and last corner is very, very strict on the corner cut. If you touch those curbs, they can invalidate not only this lap he's on, also next lap. So looks like he's pretty clean there. So what's he going to do?
There he goes.
Jump up to second.
And Bits across the line up into second place with a 1:32, I should say, 0.6. But no one is. HSV up to third as well. No one even close though to Kartu. Still half a second separating first to second, and so on. Don't forget, of course, get your questions in on the live stream. Like we mentioned, now that we are back live streaming. Big hello to Matt, Rain, Cart Dude, always prominent on there, Dominator, and Anthony Riley, of course, says Salam Alaikum. which I don't want to offend about 20 million people from Dubai, so I won't. I don't want to know what that means. But yeah, like we said, get your questions in. We will give you a shout out during the broadcast tonight. We always love to look after our viewers, don't we, Jace? Now we're back on there,
Of course.
and we will give you a mention. So, like we said, get your questions in. We'd love to hear from you.
Good chance to plug Anthony Riley, Minds of Motorsport podcast. Check him out. Good insight into well, all different types of racing and sim racing. Last week, this episode just gone, he spoke to the winner of World's Fastest Gamer, Rudy. Can't remember his last name, Rudy, and he's talked about what it's like to be driving or coming from your normal simulator, like most of these boys are driving now, to a full-on rigged out F1 simulator. So it's good insight there. So links will be in the description after the race. Unless Anthony, you want to, yeah, they got Rudy Van Buren. Anthony, if you want to pop in the little links and stuff, you can do that if you're most welcome to. But yeah, you've got on Facebook and Instagram, just Minds of Motorsport. Get the follows up and the likes up on there, and we should be able to hopefully get Trev and me. We might get into the Paddock Club next year, interviewing Ricardo.
Who knows? Who knows? I tell you what, fantastic stuff. But you mentioned, Jace, Anthony Riley, Rudy Van Buren, of course. That's the name we were looking for. Fantastic podcast. Don't forget, facebook.com, get amongst it. Minds of Motorsport, a fantastic podcast. Also on iTunes and Spotify. Just something to listen to while you're on the train or whatever you want to do, just relaxing back there at home. It is a fantastic podcast, driving to work, whatever you want to do, get amongst it because it's a fantastic podcast, like we said, Jace. And all the links will be in the description, and of course links to Anthony's Instagram and various other social media pages. And tell you what, let's just get back to the action on track. 9 minutes left in qualifying, and Formula One Rocks has gone and set in a 1:31.4.
And he's a tenth up.
And he's a tenth up on this current lap. So Formula One Rocks, I tell you what, Kart Dude, we thought that he was going to be the man to beat, but boy, Formula One Rocks has re-announced himself after all those connection issues last week and losing the championship lead.
The 8-man.
He's well, I tell you what.
31.9, so yeah, it's good to see their man back up there. He really enjoys his track. He was really looking forward to it as Kart Dude goes back into the 31. So track robbery in now, we're going to start seeing some blistering times. I think a 31.3 is the world record on the PlayStation, if I remember off the top of my head. So only a tenth off at the moment, but let's see what these boys can do as they're starting to crank it up now.
World record pace. You heard it here first from our man Jason Wilkinson as we take a look. Fubbles now HSV, but have a look at those times tumbling. You mentioned, Jace, the track rubbering in as the minutes go by here. Cooler temperatures, of course, like we said, a mandatory pit stop for the race tonight, but geez, it looked like people were going to be in the 132s for the remainder of the session, but Formula One Rocks a 1:31.4, and then Kart Dude just doing his best. I tell you what, the ball was back in Kart Dude's court. Then he came out with a 1:31.9, and V8 Man as well with a 1:31.955. So who knows, maybe the shake and bake boys just doing a little practice before tonight, maybe just getting some laps in. They are both working absolutely beautifully here under lights at Dubai as we take a look at Womp onto the main straight now, currently sitting in P10, 3.4 seconds off the pace. And Mighty Murph for Ligma Racing. I don't know whether we found out what that meant. We might have.
We will.
We will eventually. It'll come out eventually. Don't worry. Stick with us. But we might have had a private message or two about that. But I don't know whether it's really appropriate for the stream, as Murph has a moment, just working it maybe for the photographers there, just getting the little back end of the Ligma Racing entry out. As he's the ring in for tonight, and Mighty Murph down to the hairpin now, down to second gear. Got to look to hit that apex, and geez, he gets the rear end out again there, and that's not going to help his hot lap if indeed he is on one. And currently Murph, I tell you what, he's sitting. Where's Murph sitting? Mighty Murph. Where is he on the timing sheet? Ninth. So he'll be looking to improve on that. I was thrown off there by by his name there. Actually, for some reason I was thinking Alan, but of course that's his name in real life. But MIG, that's our man, P9. As he comes through the middle part of the lap. What can he do now? Down to second gear. once again just going a little bit wide there, Jace, but that'll probably set him up for a quicker run out of this corner. And tell you what, the commentator's curse, it happens to us every single week. And he comes into the pits now. He's given up. You give him a rap and they'll let you down every time. And there he goes into the pits, mighty move.
Bit of a practice pit stop, but we've gone back on board with V8 man. I think he has, no, it must be HSV in front of him there. But we'll try and get on board with maybe F1 Rocks or Kart Dude. Maybe even this man can take us out on the outlap at the moment. But
now, Jace, we like we said, we love our stream. We love giving everybody a plug on the stream, and just soon as we've seen V8 man currently on the second row of the grid. I'll tell you what, the better half's just logged on and said, I'm going to look at some of this action. Her man doing beautifully, and Grace has joined us on the stream. And fantastic to have your company there as his teammate, Formula One Rocks. Can he go even quicker? 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Kart Dude's been set a challenge as he looks to be on the pace here, I reckon, if he comes through.
I'm not sure if he's on a fast lap, or maybe he is. Oh, there's his teammate there just getting out of the way. We'll see the sector time. Okay, no, he's 2 minutes 31 down, so he's just on the out lap at the moment. So this might be a good chance. Maybe we could throw it out to the. He's been fed this week. Good to see, Grace. He's got his strength up, you reckon? We might ride on board. Should we get a hashtag Team Kart Dude, Team V8 Man, or Team Formula One Rocks? Who do you want to see a full on board lap with? We've got about 30 seconds to get on, and I think we're running out of time, so maybe we'll get the second quality lap.
We love engaging. Sorry, how rude of me there, Jace. We'll jump on board with Kart Dude. We love, like you said, engaging with our fans out there. If you're out there watching the stream, get your hashtags trending. Who is your favourite driver? We want to hear from you, and we'll be on board with that driver for, I don't know, what would you call it, Jace? An action lap, uninterrupted, no commentary.
Hot lap, mate.
Hot lap, natural sound, a free hot lap. It'd cost you an arm and a leg if it was anywhere else, but here you'll get one for free in glorious 360p. Live streaming tonight, or 480p, I'm not too sure, but anyway, we're happy to be on air. We won't complain about it. And speaking of onboards, we're currently riding with Kart Dude. Don't forget, you need to hashtag that, Grace, just V8 man, no surprises there. Pretty obvious as a Kart Dude now. Can he improve? I'll tell you what, less than 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Formula One Rocks, like we said, announcing himself back again this week. And on pole position, he's got a point to prove. Looking for a little bit of redemption this week after losing the championship lead last week, of course, at this beautiful circuit. Don't we just love the look of these V8 supercars under the lights here tonight as we count down this qualifying session. Like we said, a bit under 4 minutes left, 3.5 minutes to go now. And it's all up to Kart Dude, or can V8 Man do something about it and knock Jono off pole position? HSV there, a second down. The gaps are pretty big down to Hecka Kosh. 5 seconds off the pace in P13. Here we go, Kart Dude. He's improved. One.
10th off at the moment.
Well, I tell you what, a hunt ball. There we go.
Oh, there we go. F1 Rocks. 31.1 he just pops in, so that is crown world record at the moment. Can these boys beat it? That's the question.
Well, now it is up to V8 Man 51. He's 8/10 off the pace. Can he do something about it? Grace, just control yourself, because, well, forget about that. We're on to his teammate now, Formula One Rocks, who's gone wide there, and he's going to make contact with the barrier. So just
we'll jump back on board with V8 Man.
Taking the Mickey there. Now, V8 Man for Shake and Bake. He's got some traffic here. It looks to be one of the...
Might get a switch screen. You must have the lights flashing as the... I'm not sure who's in front. Might be... Yeah, there's the lights flashing.
Looks to be one of the Aussie
Mickey or,
cars.
Yeah, Mickey or Compact. So hopefully it doesn't block him.
And he gets well out of the way. So thank you to the Team Aussie car there, and not sending him too far off his normal racing line, but not what you need, Jace, on a hot lap.
He's backed off. Yeah, he's backed off there. Just would have put him off a little bit in the braking zone. But back to Kart Dude, I'm not sure what he's going to be doing on this lap. He's still pushing. He'll get one more. They all should get one more lap, maybe even two. Yeah, Kart Dude will get 2 laps. So let's see what he can do here. Is he going to improve? Oh, here we go.
How close is that?
31-0. Cartouche's a provisional pole at the moment, so
Just a
maybe
coat of
Stefan
varnish
Ross
in
is
it.
gonna go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Cart Dude has announced himself and says, look, I am not done with in this qualifying session a 1:31.0. Just a coat of varnish in it from Formula One Rocks with a 1:31.122. And we said that these boys will get another hot lap. The pressure will be on them, Jace, because if they make a mistake, then that could be it. Oh, I tell you what, he's cutting it very fine there. I don't know. I don't want to say that could have been a warning or a corner cutting penalty, but looked very close. But here he is on the back straight now. He might get another.
260Ks, hits the brakes. He's on a lap now. He's definitely on a lap.
He's on a hot lap, but he's made a slight error there. The back end. We've seen that a bit here, Jace. Just the back end slipping out there after that hairpin in the first part of the lap. As Cart do now, slight bit of lag there on my screen. Not too sure what everyone
Waffles just joining back.
Watching at home can see.
He's out, so he's given up. So that's Cart Dude's best lap done. What can Formula One Rock do? What's the slip going to give us? Not going to give us one. So we'll see how tricky this corner is here. So you got to take it in there, let it drift out, and hit that there. It's almost perfect there. Turn it in. Pretty of a fast corner here. Bit of a slide, beautiful.
And just
last corner.
Looking very nice indeed.
Can't touch that curve.
So this is going to be his last. It's going to be his last shot at it, I reckon, Jace. He gets the back end out. Time is up in this qualifying session. What's he done?
Could improve. Could not improve. So
could not go better.
What's the 8-man going to do? Here we go. Grace, ride him home. Whoop,
here we go. Just be careful how you say that, Jace.
Yeah,
As the 8-man comes across the line, and it's his 8/10 down, so he can't improve. Now, what can Nemo do, or Righty?
I'm just flicking through. Who's that car coming down? There he is, it's Hecker.
Here we go. Hecker on a hot lap, currently sitting in P12. He's ahead of Waffles in 13th. Can he get into the top 10 for Mad Sakumi Racing? And here we go, out of the last corner, onto the main straight. Up through the gears, 200 kilometres an hour, and he goes nowhere.
Stays there.
He stays in P12. Who else is on a hot lap? I think we might be done here, Jace. There's no Nemo.
No, he's still got a couple. Nemo and HSV are still on the lap, so they're battling for 4th and 5th at the moment.
Here we go.
And pretty much right on top of each other. So maybe HSV is getting a little sneaky slipstream as
here they come.
Who goes through?
Across the line, and
no,
they haven't improved either.
Improved.
And tell you what, they're very close there, those two boys. They'll start 4th and 5th for the 24 laps here at the Dubai Autodrome. And one's got to suspect that they'll probably be that close on the track as well. What are we going to see this week, Jace? We saw a crazy start actually in race 2 last week. We thought Cartude got a bad start. It was just that everyone else jumped the start around him, of course. And he was pretty annoyed about that. But he came back, of course. He fought back and managed to win race 2. He won race 1. It was a clean sweep for him. And you've got to make the most of that when your championship rivals are struggling and can't get a decent internet connection around you. You've got to make the most of it. But here we go. We're counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is qualifying done and dusted here at the Dubai Autodrome, round 7 of SRL Project Cars 2. Don't forget to get your comments in like we've mentioned onto the live stream to get a mention and a shout out as we take a look at the final qualifying results. It was Car2 with a 1:31.0 ahead of Formula One Rocks, ever so close in second. Shake and Bake Racing there, second and third, with V8 Man in third. HSV in 4th. Nemo has got him for company there in 5th. Fubbles in 6th. And Righty in 7th. A little bit down from last week. He'll be disappointed with that. And then it's Mighty Murph for the Ligma Racing entry in P8. P9 for Womp. Mickey there in the team Aussie car in P10. As we just head to... Or what have I done now?
No, sorry. You didn't press X, did you?
Here we go. Don't tell me.
I don't know, have you? Are you on the grid? No, yeah. I'm just trying to jump back in. Technical difficulties.
Yep.
You got 2 minutes to jump back in.
That's all good. That's all good. Everybody just take a deep breath. I know I'm a little bit older than the rest of you probably watching at home, but I am back and we are ready to go racing. Don't you worry. You're not going to miss any of the action for everyone watching at home. And I tell you what, how smooth, covered that up pretty well, I've got to say. As here we go, like we said, 4.32 kilometres, 12 turns, 24 laps, 100 kilometres. It's going to be a duel in the desert. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be Formula One Rocks looking to regain his championship lead? Or will Cart Dude have something to say about that, as he did in qualifying? And don't forget, of course, plenty of surprises, plenty of ups and downs here tonight over the 24 laps. Overcast conditions, but it's going to be hot out there on the track. What can HSV do? Maybe Righty might come up from lower down on the grid. So many questions. All will be answered very, very shortly. We'll forget about. We'll just edit. We'll edit that out later, Jess. We won't tell anybody at home. That'll be our little secret. Of course, no, we're live streaming. Of course, aren't we? We can't do that. So, like we said, 24 laps. It's time for you to test me out, Jason Wilkinson. Let's go through this starting grid.
Yeah, we might not have much time, but
no, here we go. Well, we'll do our best. Cart Dude on pole position for Sodi Motorsport, head of Formula One Rocks. Hurry up, Jace. Geez, you're too slow. V8 Man there in third. HSV in fourth. Nemo alongside him in fifth. Fubbles in sixth. And then it's Righty in seventh. He'll be disappointed. Mighty Murph there, the ring in P number 8. Womp behind him. Mickey there in 10th. And I reckon we're just about ready to go racing. Team Aussie Compact there. We're sinking. Jace, I reckon we need to get back to the front. Here we go. The red lights are going to come on. The lights are flashing. It's going to be a duel in the desert. We are ready. We are away. F1 Rocks and Cart Dude side by side heading into turn one. And they're so close and there's contact already. What a start. This is incredible. And there's cars and debris flying everywhere. And Nemo doing, is that Nemo? They're doing what he does best. Of course it's Nemo.
What is going on?
And I tell you what, boy, talk about, and after out of all of that, it's HSV who's taken the lead ahead of V8 Man in second and Mighty Murph up to third. From 8th on the grid. Incredible stuff for the Ligma Motorsport entry. And then Fubbles in 4th. Mickey up to 5th. So a disastrous start for the two championship rivals. Lap 1 of 24. And look at that. Here they come, streaming down into the hairpin. Don't they look beautiful under lights? These beautiful V8 supercars here for the SRL Project Cars 2 Championship Asia Pacific League. Nemo there. After doing, I tell you what, he's doing.
Flying, but that's right.
He went every which way, didn't he, at the start? Nemo up, down, side to side. But it's HSV in P1. Then it's Grace and her man in P number 2. P2. I beg your pardon. So 0.6 of a second separates first and second. Then it's Mighty Murph, the Kiwi, a further 2 seconds back from Fubbles, doing what he does best on R2 and L2 and using those dual shock sticks like no one else. And then it's Mickey. Could he get his best finish of the season so far for Team Aussie Racing ahead of Waffles and Bits, who's come up into P6, and Cart Dude, he's going to have to do the comeback drive yet again, and he's got Formula One Rocks for company. This is going to be exciting, Jace. Don't go anywhere wherever you're watching at home.
Oh, this is going to be good to see. Oh, that is very close there as Cart Dude and Mickey get almost squeezed into the barrier, but this is going to be good to see. F1 Rocks, Cart Dude, they're already up to 5th and 6th. From 11th and 12th, there's F1 Rocks gets turned around again by Mickey. Oh my god, that was massive. So Mickey there, just making contact. I reckon Jono might have thought he was through there, but Mickey had other ideas, and that's got Cart Dude a bit further fired up. I can't even talk. That's how excited I am. V8 Man 51 now. Here we go, Grace. Time to get those hashtags trending. This is for the lead, down into the hairpin, side by side. V8 Man started on the outside. Now he goes for the crisscross move, looking to have another go here at HSV. But the man from Sydney is taking every bit of pressure that's thrown his way here tonight. Down the inside, he's got him. But is HSV going to come back and have another go? But it's V8 Man, our reigning champion. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the first time that the reigning champion, V8 Man 51, has led this season. And, well, Grace, time to get excited. He's going to have more than just a feed tonight, I'm sure. We might just leave that there because that sounded a little bit suspicious. But now it's Cart Dude now with in P5, looking for the comeback drive. P6 for Formula One Rocks. I tell you what, this could have massive implications
for the Project Cars 2 Championship, the Drivers' Championship, of course. Here comes Car Dude onto the main straight, 2 laps out of 24. And he is catching up, isn't he? He's only 4.7 seconds off the lead, Jason Wilkinson. He's not out of this one tonight.
No, definitely not. Especially with the mandatory pit stop as Murph runs wide. A little bit of lag on Cartoon was stuck. Hopefully he's not going to drop out. But Murph runs wide there and lets Cartoon through. Maybe he was getting out the way. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But he's looking a little bit laggy at the moment. But HSV, I think he wasn't quite happy with the 8-man giving a little push as he dove up the inside there. He gave him a bit of a light flash. But nothing. That's not over yet. There's the mandatory pit stop, so some boys might not change tyres and gain 16 seconds where they might be very vulnerable at the end. As Ricardo says, he likes them vulnerable. I'll stuff that up. But if you change tyres, you change just the 2 tyres, so just your front, it's about 8 seconds, and if you change all 4, it's about 16 seconds. So bit of pain you take, but it can be worth it towards the end of the race. So the tyre wear is quite high here, even in the cooler night conditions.
Well, like you said, Jace, short-term pain for long-term gainers. Tell you what, the comments, we've got a bit of controversy here. Nigel Burley, the big burly man, says V8 needs to readdress. We've got a little bit of controversy. Ooh. We said it last week, Jace, it could get nice and spicy here. Speaking of a little bit of spice, here comes Car Dude Fubbles. Makes a slight mistake out of the last corner, and here comes Car Dude down the main straight. They're side by side now. Coming into turn 1, has Car Dude got him? Fubbles isn't going to give up this position easily. He's currently sitting in P3 in the championship. Fubbles, he kept his foot in it, Jace, and he stayed in front.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lap times. Cartoon was out of these top 5 on a 33.2. But if you just have a little look down to P6, F1 Rocks a 32.6. So he is very fired up after getting taken out twice. Well, taken out once by Mickey, but not sure what happened at the start with Cartoon. But so this could be, as I said, a drive of the season here, going from last back up to 6th, getting taken out back to 9th, and back up to 6th at the moment. This could be good fun. He's sort of lucky it's a long race tonight, so he has a lot of time to use the extra pace he's got to climb back through the field.
He just needs to be patient, doesn't he? 24 laps, 100 kilometres. It could be, it sounds like a good story for a movie or a book or something, doesn't it? A rags to riches story. But you mentioned, Jace, it's not a sprint round. He can take his time. He can pick off these drivers ahead of him one by one. And you mentioned, too, about those lap times. 132, mid-132s for Formula 1 Rocks at the moment. And that's a lot quicker, isn't it? Plenty quicker than those drivers in front of him. As Ridey now, what can he do? Currently sitting in P10, Mickey. Yeah, got up as high as 5th early in the race. Now he's probably made a slight error there. He's gone off the track, and that allows Ridey, I beg your pardon, to go through. Mickey there, still not out of it. He can come around the outside, maybe do the old crisscross move as Formula 1 Rocks, our comeback king.
He's got Murph. He's got P5 now.
He's got Murph.
Remember how quick he has caught back up to Cartu. Remember, he got taken out, and he's only about 2 seconds behind Cartu. So F1 Rocks is absolutely on it tonight. Our good mate Jono, absolutely on it. He is... when he gets in a mood like this, he is unstoppable. So this could be, as I said, I've said it a million times already, it's going to be good to see where he's going to finish. But it's still a pretty clear... it's actually, HSV is holding on at the moment to V8 man, which is good. But
he's hanging in there. Yeah. So I've got to tell you, we mentioned our man Jono, aka Formula 1 Rocks. For everybody watching at home, he's one of our favourites. He's a man of few words off the track and in the party chat, Jace. But boy, once he gets out on track and he gets in one of these moods you're talking about, he lets all of his talking get done on the track. As HSV, like we said, less than a second as we ride in the cockpit with HSV, the man from Sydney. And I tell you what, I only see him once a year, but he's a great chap. We always just take the mickey a little bit, all in good fun, of course. They say mimicry is the greatest form of flattery, and we like to just give everyone at home the Dean McKinnon HSV team radio.
Team radio.
As
that's you, mate.
like seriously, I mean, come on. So, well, I tell you what, we might just get back to HSV there a bit later. We don't have the beeping machine in there, Jay. So, here we go. Here we go, down the inside. Enough of Dean McKinnon. Look at this. Formula One rocks down the inside. The comeback drive continues. And now he's just 1 second behind his championship rival Kart Dude. Amazing stuff, Jace.
Yes. He sort of missed the start of that move there. He must have just got a better exit. But Waffles is the first man into the pits. Seeing him changing tyres. Looks like he did. He's gone a bit early, but maybe he was getting stuck behind someone, as we haven't really given him much stream time tonight. Waffles, he dropped out in the quali session, so he lost his best lap time, so he started last. So good to see where he can come out. I'm not sure where he was before the pit stops, but anyway, back to the action.
Back to the action on track. That was a very nice looking camera there. So we saw Waffles there coming into the pits. He looked as though he did change tyres. Like we mentioned, if he did so, it was a little bit early on. But who knows, maybe just trying something a little bit different. We saw Kart Dude a couple of weeks ago, of course, come in a little bit earlier, and it paid dividends for him. But he's a long way back there, Waffles, but who knows, it might come into play a little bit later on, as Formula One rocks now just, I tell you what, a bit over a second. You can see him there on your screen as we ride with him on bonnet cam. He's got amazing pace here tonight. He comes across the line, does another 1:32.5 last time around, and he's only 5 seconds off the lead. And side by side, here we go, Nemo for Team Kiwi Racing. Battle of the Kiwis. I tell you what, one of these boys is going to end up pretty pissed off, if they come out of this with a bit of damage. Or side by side, he says, I don't eat chips. Anyway, and Mighty Murph.
Alan's around.
And Alan has absolutely bunned it, and he will be pretty livid with himself after that. Don't come back onto the track. As there were the results up on your screen. As,
sorry, too many buttons are going on the moment.
That's all right.
Here we go.
That's all right, because Formula One rocks now closing that gap ever so slightly to Kart Dude. Apologies for the New Zealand accent there, but we just get so caught up in this stuff every week, of course. Our beloved regulars will know that, Jace. Back from our, we've got puns, jokes, everything. We've got the lot to stack into your 2 hours of Thursday night entertainment. Like we said, we always say it, Jace, but if you want to get involved with this league, www.supremeracingleague.com.au. As Nigel just up and about in the comment section of the live stream yet again. What's the track temp, fellas? Very good question, Jace. What sort of temps are we looking at here under lights in Dubai?
So at this time, around 8 o'clock, or it's probably about 8:15, 8:20 at the track at the moment, it would be about 37 degrees track temp, 31 ambient, but at the moment in Dubai it's overcast, so I think it's 24 ambient and 29 track temp, so a little bit cooler. Of course, if we're racing the day in the summertime, the track will be up to 64 degrees, so we're in the springtime, so a little bit cooler, just so the soft tyres could work and still provide a bit of strategy. So that's why I've made it a spring race, but yeah, so it's about 29 degrees, so it might go up a temp or two with everyone on track.
Thanks for your question.
But here we go.
Thanks for your question, Nige. Get your questions in. Here we go. This is close. Kart Dude now making a move on HSV, who's dropped a long way back. Yep. He might have made a mistake on the previous lap. Who knows? But yeah, just making a move there on HSV. And now Formula One rocks wants a piece of the action, and he's up to P3.
Well, maybe not. I was going to say, well done HSV for not getting involved in the championship fight, but yeah, he's not. Okay, it was good. He did definitely let Kart Dude through, his teammate, and I guess on a championship sort of point of view, he should have tried to hold up F1 Rocks a bit, but I think I was going to hit him then. But as a HSV just been dead set good bloke, letting F1 Rocks through, so we can see a Kart Dude versus F1 Rocks battle, which I know everyone loves.
And I tell you what, he might not be looking at the gap at the moment, but your man out there, Grace, Dane, well, I tell you what, that gap's coming down very quickly. It was 4 seconds, now it's 3 seconds, but who knows, he might just be able to stick out front there if these two start battling, Jace, of course. They might cost themselves a little bit of time throughout the lap, but geez, he's looming up very quickly, isn't he there? V8 man in P1, that might be some traffic. No, it is V8 man, in fact, in P1 there. So the Shake and Bake Racing boys, they took a bit of a hit in the Constructors' Championship last week, but now they're currently sitting first and third, with Cartu there slotting in between them, the meat in a Shake and Bake sandwich. And Formula One rocks, he was going to have a cheeky little look there, like you said about Danny Rick, he likes them vulnerable. Sounds a little bit naughty, doesn't it? But we'll try and keep it clean here tonight. We won't want to go there, Jace, as we're 1/3 through this race here tonight in the Dubai 100, with thanks to Minds of Motorsport, Facebook.com, Instagram, get amongst it, Minds of Motorsport podcast with our man Anthony Riley. All the links will be in the description post-stream. But it's all about the race here tonight and the championship battle. There's barely anything between them yet again. Lap 9 out of 24. Keeping in mind, Jace, it's a mandatory pit stop tonight, and for everyone watching at home, don't we love this? We were looking forward to this all week, seeing these beautiful V8 supercars under the lights here at the Dubai Autodrome as Formula One rocks, comes onto the main straight, across the line to complete lap 9 into lap 10. He's going to have a good run on Cartu. I reckon he's going to have a bit of a cheeky look. He's got the slipstream. Is he going to go down the inside? No. Looked like he might have gone down the outside there, but of course turns 1 and 2. Cartu runs a little bit wide, and Formula One rocks side by side, but Cartu's going to have the inside line.
He's going to try and toughen around the outside.
He's going to try and hold it around the outside. And
he's got it. What a move. Oh, crisscross.
He's got it, but now Cartu. Cartu, he's not done
drag
with
race.
him yet. It's going to be a drag race now down to the hairpin. Who's going to win out?
250.
Up to 6th gear, down to 5th, down to 1st nearly now, 2nd gear. They're still side by side. This is incredible racing. This is what you pay your money to watch. I tell you what, how good is this? And after all of that, Cartu stays in 2nd place.
Or F1 Rocks has a dive. Yeah, almost a replica move on what his teammate did to Cartu's teammate. So Shake and Bake boys loving the second hairpin there as he does another lovely move up the inside. Cartu is not done yet. You watch this. Maybe you might see Cartu. He doesn't want to get in a fight. He might try and play the long game and jump in the pits, I reckon. Let's have a look.
Now, what is the strategy going to be here, Jace? I mean, we say this for not so much the super sprint rounds, of course, but a mandatory pit stop tonight. It's going to be interesting as HSV now slotting into 4th place. Sitting pretty there. He's a few seconds ahead of Fubbles and a few seconds behind Cartu, currently in P4. But it's we're back on board now with Cartu. Now, if you're Cartu, Jace, what are you thinking strategy-wise? Are you thinking, do I make a pit stop? Do I stay out? Do I go long? Do I try the undercut? What do you do if you're Cartu at the moment?
Well, I think he would know how much pace F1 Rocks has, so he's got to try something. He's got to pit early, but the thing is, we're almost halfway, which is probably what he's looking for, as he just makes a big mistake and Cartu's around.
Well, throw everything we just told you out the window, strategy-wise, because Cartu is around. Oh boy, this championship is hotting up, isn't it? It's going to be very close if things stay like this. Now, I don't want to mention it, Jace. I know I'm probably going to go a bit early here, but are you thinking what I'm thinking in terms of the championship points?
Season 1? Oh, no, yeah, I thought you were going to go Season 1, Shake and Bake Boys 1-2, but yeah, championship points, yeah, this could be a big swing. What's that, 18 points to 12 points, so it's down to 6 points between Cartu and F1 Rock, with Cartu still in front. There's only 10, no, it's 15 points, isn't it? My bad. Is it 15 points? I can't remember the gaps.
Well,
so
if they finish as they are now, what's that, 25 for 12 points or something, so it's going to be back in the favour of, no, it's not actually, I beg your pardon, or is it? It's going to be very close.
Yeah, it'll be close.
You can see that, I didn't complete Year 12 at mathematics, but anyway, enough about that. And I tell you what, the other interesting point too here is I wonder if we're going to see any team orders between these two. As Cartu is in, we wondered when he was going to come into the pits, and well, he's really got nothing to do. We're going to see if he's going to change these tyres, like you said, Jace. But he's really got nothing to lose now as he comes into the pits. He might as well make a pit stop, get a fresh set of tyres on. As in he comes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't look like a change tyres, but it was about 8 seconds. So I reckon he did change just front tyres. Or maybe just rears, I'm not sure. Probably just the front tyres. He's going to hope that the boys in front change all four. But a bit of a gamble, changing just the fronts. if he did. As I said, we didn't actually see visually the guys changing tyres, but it was about 8-second pit stop, which is what he would be doing as he comes out. Oh, Mickey.
Ever so close. Ever so close to Mickey, 40 seconds down. And I tell you what, Mickey's not going to give him any freebies there. And as I say that, Mickey just backs off a bit, realising that he's sort of racing his own race, I guess, for Team Aussie Racing there, hoping to down in P10. Now, Formula One Rock's getting ever so close. That gap now down to 1.1 seconds, and V8 Man's in the pits.
Yes, so let's see, you've got to hit your marks. Pit limiter. Okay, so this is going to be good. What's F1 Rock's going to do? You've done a 32.8 on that lap. Oh, and what's this lap now? 33.3. So it was 41 seconds a gap. So I'm not sure what the pit transit time is. Again, let's see what's going on here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So he changed all 4 tyres. There was about 17 seconds there, so that was all 4 tyres. Sorry for the counting out loud, but yeah, so that's 4 tyres. So where is Kartu going to pop out of this? Because it's a long pit lane. He's come through the last corner now, so this could be either a very good strategic move by Kartu, or he's going to burn out his tyres. But I think the man might be... Oh, we lost him. He's out, so here we go.
He's out, he's got him, he's ahead of Cart Dude, and he's changed all 4 tyres as well, so that's interesting. We couldn't quite see it on our screen. There must be some sort of pit lane glitch where we don't actually see those tyres getting changed.
Yeah.
As we welcome Steve McDonald to the live stream. Great to have your company with us. Steve-O just flooding that chat there, Steve. Nice to have your company. But Formula One rocks now, and he is out in front. So the comeback drive continues for Jono. And we'll probably get Jono. He's into the pits as well. You want to hit your marks here, like you mentioned, Jace. Down to, what's that, 40 kilometres or miles?
It'll be 60.
60, I beg
60
your pardon.
k's an hour, yep.
Into the pits. So the question is he going to change tyres,
And I think HSV in as well, and Fubbles in as well. So they're all changing tyres now. So this is going to be good to see. We're going to see... Do a 3... I don't want to count out loud again, but I'll count with my fingers. So let's see where they are going to come out. So if he doesn't change his... I think he's at 10 seconds now, so he's changing all 4 tyres too. So remember, V8 Man was a couple of seconds in front of these two, and that's where Cart Dude is. He's 3 seconds behind V8 Man now. So this is going to be interesting. He might have got held up in the pits. Oh, he's been in the pits for ages there.
Wow.
Fubbles has even jumped in.
Fubbles has now jumped Formula One rocks. So what happened there? He came in with a lead of about 7 or 8 seconds, and now he's going to come out behind, maybe even Cart Dude. Here we go.
Yep,
he still hasn't hit the pit lane, and well, this could be a masterstroke of strategy from Cart Dude, and he's got him. And that might even be HSV up to 3rd. And Righty's in the lead. Probably yet to make his stop, of course, but Formula One rocks coming out in P6. So that's worked out horribly for him, Jace.
I'm looking at his engine temp. It's down to 60 degrees, so he might have had some engine damage, and they've just done a real quick engine change or something. They've just repaired the engine. So yeah, you can see it's going back up to him. So he must have had an engine damage there. So it could have been just from running the radiator too close, because remember it's still pretty warm. As he makes a nice move up the inside of Fubbles.
Now, Jace.
Fubbles doesn't fight, which is good. But
Jace, Fubbles just getting out of the way there. We've got 13 viewers right now on the stream. We've gone beyond double figures, my friend. Great to have everybody's company here tonight. 10 laps of this race to go. And things are going to hot up a little bit more here in the desert, that's for sure. 10 remaining, 14 gone, 10 laps to go. Righty's your leader ahead of V8 Man. Well, that strategy doesn't look too bad at all, does it? He came in, it's all about the pit stop strategy. How much have the pit stops really mixed up the order here? V8 Man, 4 seconds actually behind Righty in the lead. HSV there, not too far behind Cart Dude in P3, coming onto the main straight now. And Formula One rocks there, 3 seconds behind HSV. So HSV just going about his business very nicely indeed. He sort of dropped back from the lead battle early on in the race, Jace, prior to the pit stops, of course, the first round of stops. But he's worked back very nicely into this race.
Maybe we missed it. He might have just changed changed just the front tyres, as well as his teammate Kartu. I realised Kartu was... So they've switched positions in that last lap when HSV came in front of Kartu. So now the podium at the moment would be that man, Kartu and HSV, but this man's flying again, so he's only 2 seconds behind HSV now, so this could be another good little comeback through the field. As you can see, the car is just the car ahead of the car in front, so
well,
it's going to be a good battle again, because he's changed all 4 tyres, which is going to be a big thing in the last couple of laps, so just keep an eye on the lap times at the top left there, and we'll see. 9
laps remaining here at the Dubai Autodrome. Boy, isn't it great to be back live streaming, and everyone watching at home, all 13 of you. DRC says g'day, and a very big g'day to you. Thanks for joining us on the live stream tonight. HSV, all Formula One Rocks, getting ever so close, isn't he? There we go, 3rd, 4th and 5th, and in fact the 2 championship leaders in the one onboard shot here in this race. This is what it's all about. This is what you go racing for. Let's have a look at these lap times, by the way, across the line into lap 16.
That's when Ross popped in a 31.5. He's always matched his qualifying time as he's going to go up the inside.
Here he goes.
He's on fire.
He's on fire. A 31.5. Good enough for a second row start on the grid. Incredible stuff. Awesome pace for Formula One Rocks, and the Shake and Bake Racing V8 supercar passed HSV like he was standing still. Geez, I tell you what, let's just, he's hot tonight, and he's on fire, just like that old NBA Jam game. I tell you what, he's on fire. As, boy, he's after Kartu in 3rd, and Nemo back in P8 there. What other battles have we got going on down the field? Mighty Murph down there in P10, ahead of Mickey, who's got a penalty. I take it for corner cutting there. Hecker Kosh for Mad Sakumi Racing. These boys get a little bit testy, Jace, if we don't give them some airtime on the stream. Fubbles there in P6. And HSV.
He's dropped about 5 or 6 seconds, so he's right in the touches of Fubbles now. So
Fubbles.
But anyway, back here, F1 Rocks. The change in the 4 tyres has definitely worked, because even V8 Man's done a 32.9 as he's about to cross the line now, as he's right on the back of Righty now. So these two had a little come together in correctly.
Here they go. These two, no love lost between these two, Jace.
Right, saying
and we're just cutting down the inside, and V8 Man takes the lead from Righty. We said there's no love lost between these two. I doubt they're going to be on each other's Christmas card lists. They've had a few incidents in the past, but V8 Man takes the lead. And I tell you what, Grace, you might want to start up the stove tonight, because he'll be looking for a feed. That might be a little bit sexist, of course. Men and women can both cook and do domestic duties, but I digress. From this battle between the 2 championship rivals, you're cutting in and out there, Jace. I'm not sure what's happening with the internet down your part of the world. And in fact, our co-commentator Jason has dropped out, and he's left the party. But never mind about that, because these two are side by side for the championship lead. Formula One Rocks on the inside now. On this contact again, Kartu gives him a little bit of a nudge. There might be something to talk about after the race, but he is up into P3 now, off in pursuit of Righty in P2, and V8 Man, his teammate, in P1. Dropped out of the party. Jace, we'll try and get you back shortly. We might have to invite you back in, I'm guessing. But anyway, let's keep an eye on this on-track action. Lap 17 out of 24 as Formula One Rocks gets a little bit out of shape here as we come through the last corner. And what can Kartu do to answer back, as this is going to be interesting. Righty now is coming to the pits. I'm assuming that must be a drive-through penalty. We saw a lot of that at the Nürburgring last week, but Kartu getting very, very close. He's probably not going to have a go down into turn 1. We'll try and get my co-commentator back in the party, I should say. I beg your pardon, just looking at the comments there. Jace dropped out of the party. We'll try and get you back ASAP, like I mentioned. And Sebastian Flores says, wow, what a waste of time. I don't know what you're talking about, mate, because this is quality viewing. And we ride in the cockpit now with Kartu. I might have to invite Jace back. If you can hear me, Jace, please let me know. Oh, I tell you what, 6 laps to go here. Cart Dude riding on the bonnet now of the Sodi Motorsport entry. And he's very close there. It's V8 Man still holding on to P1. That last lap from Formula One rocks a 1:32.696. And Sebastian there, just go get a job, mate. Go out and make some money. Work. And he's just spamming us now, Sebastian there on the stream. So, yes, a big hello to you. You can bugger off now, Sebastian. You're just flooding the comment section, you bloody idiot. Anyway, enough about that. So lap 18 out of 24 here at the Dubai Autodrome. What a round 7. We saw all sorts of incidents off the line. We've seen accidents, incidents, you name it. Pit stop strategy coming into play as well. And we're just going to invite Jason Wilkinson. Excuse me if we just cut away from the action for a moment, because we just need to invite our man Jason Wilkinson, my co-commentator, back into the broadcast. Just bear with me as we just try and find Jason on our friends list. Boy, how professional is this for everyone watching at home? Stick with us. We've invited him back, and now we are back to the action here. Lap 19 out of 24. I hope we didn't miss anything. As here we go. So 5 laps to go, and Cart Dude outbrakes himself at the hairpin there, runs a little bit wide and costs himself even more time to his championship rival. He might not be too disappointed with this result, actually, Cart Dude. If he can get a podium finish here tonight, he'll maintain the championship lead with just 3 races left to play. I know what you're thinking at home. Where has this season gone? 10 rounds of the championship tonight, all finishing up at the famous Mount Panorama circuit in Bathurst on August 30th. Don't forget to join us for that, because it's sure to go down to the wire here. And 2.3 seconds now the gap as we ride on board with V8 Man in P1. So after the disappointment of last week, it's Shake and Bake Racing who are back into P1 and 2 here tonight. And boy, let me tell you, just waiting for our man to get back into the party. Jace, if you're out there in YouTube land, just we'll see if we can get you back in there. And well, I tell you what, there, sold Sebastian. Never mind about that. Apologies on the comment section in the live stream. But let's continue with this action out on track, as V8 Man setting a 1:33.4 last lap compared to Formula One rocks of the 1:30.756, and that gap now down to 3 seconds. That's right. And it's dropping all the time, that gap. I reckon 4 laps to go. Can V8 Man hold on? Will he let his teammate through? No, what am I talking about? He's the reigning world champion. He's had a difficult start to the season so far. And can he take his first victory of the season here in round 7? Like we said, it's been a difficult championship for him, as we welcome back Jason Wilkinson. Great to have you back.
Good to see our good mate Tortoise. Next job, mate. Right on. Glad to see you're doing well with your life.
And I'm guessing
yeah.
you're cutting in and out again there, Jace. I reckon your brother might have come home from basketball and had a bad game, and he's just jumped on Fortnite or something. Maybe he's trying his own little live stream. Maybe there's a little bit of competition in the Wilkinson household. You never know. Just getting a little bit personal as Formula One rocks gets a little bit sideways. I hope that Womp, you're watching. Well, Womp's currently in P9, but I hope you're watching that at home there. Oh, he's nearly around Formula One rocks. What's happening there? All sorts of sideways action as we ride on board with the with our man Jono. Let me tell you what, that's going to look good post race in the stream. And I'm guessing before Jason jumped out that it might have been somebody just spamming us there and trolling us in the comment section. As I don't know whether this is lag or whether this is genuinely happening, but a lot of sideways action there for the second of the 2 Shake and Bake Racing entries. And now Cart Dude sitting pretty in 3rd place. And that gap now is, well, further down there, HSV in 4th. 17 seconds behind the lead as the gaps, let's look down the order there. Everyone from 5th to 8th has penalties. Fubbles, Nemo, Waffles and Righty. Then it's Womp in 9th. Mickey, I beg your pardon, Mickey's in 11th. It's Mighty Murph, in fact, in P10. And 8 seconds behind him is Mickey for Team Aussie Racing. And can he get a point there, Mickey? He might be able to sneak a 10th place finish here tonight under the lights of Dubai. And then it's Hekakosh in P12 as Jason's just gone off to have a one-on-one chat. A little bit of a pep talk to his brother there, who's probably live streaming, and I should be keeping an eye on these comments here. And I tell you what, Grace, hang in there. I feel for you. As V8 man, he gets sideways and he's almost off. This is incredible. I tell you what, I'm about to have a seizure. What's going on here? We're getting all sorts of lag at the moment, and this is like something out of Inception. It's playing with my brain. It's like I've popped a couple of Eki tablets or something, because I reckon he's back in the lead now. Jace, what's going on?
Am I cutting?
Yep, you certainly are cutting in and out there, Jace. We might just leave you there, because V8, man, it's now Formula One rocks ahead.
I'll let you continue.
Thanks very much for that, Jace. I can't hear a word you're saying, but all of the action is happening on track, and something very strange is going on here. I tell you what, I reckon we've got some alien action involved. There's something going on out there. It's night time. There might be some aliens involved, some bugs in this stream here tonight. But Grace, like I was about to say, hang in there. Your man can still get the job done here tonight. And I reckon we're finally back on air. That bloody idiot, this some troll is on the comments there in the live stream. Just saying some awful things there. We'll have to block that flog ASAP if you can. Yep. Back on the air. And thanks for joining us, Jace. Good of you to turn up yet again this evening. For everyone watching at home, we've had some technical issues. Are you there, Jace?
I think so.
Yes, you're back.
Cool. Well, let's try and finish off this second last lap just so we can end this, because yeah. V8 lost the position to F1 box, and then in the way and blocked F1 leads. Not too sure what's going on there, but yeah, I think we're all good now. Yeah, so I was saying orders, 2 streams in season 1. Good one. Good to see you. Same username.
Now,
inside.
Oh, down the inside there. Formula One rocks has made contact with his teammate, and will he have to readdress there? A little bit controversial, maybe a little bit of karma there for V8 man, who made a bit of a iffy move on HSV earlier in the race. But look at that, the penultimate lap of the race, Jace, as you might want to reset that modem and get onto your internet provider, because that is cutting in and out again. It's bloody ridiculous and very off-putting in my microphone headset. Never mind about that. We're true professionals here. We're coming through to start the last lap of the race. Don't forget about Cart Dude there, 5 seconds behind V8 man in P3. Like we said before, not a bad finish for him if he can stay there. He will maintain the championship lead, but it's this man, Formula One rocks, Shake and Bake Racing first. It's Shake and Bake Racing second. The last lap here of the Dubai 100 under the lights here at the Dubai Autodrome in the United Arab Emirates. And will it be Formula One rocks, or will it be V8 man spraying the champagne or rose water, depending? I don't think they drink in this part of the world. It might be rose water, but anyway, here we go. The first sector now. Less than a second between these two. They were championship rivals in season 1. It was V8 man who took the championship title at Mount Panorama in the season finale, ahead of Formula One rocks, who couldn't get his connection issue sorted. And, well, we've had a few of those tonight, as we always do, but it adds to the fun. Here they go, Jace. I can hear you loud and clear, my good man. And just talk us through the pressure of this last lap.
Well, just in risk of me cutting in and out, I'll go. But yeah, F1 rocks, I think he's pretty confident that his teammate won't sort of throw it up the inside and pass him. As I say that, and he throws it up the inside and passes him. So, okay, Man, and F1 Rocks, a little bit of... Oh, I'll tell you what.
Here we go, the last lap of the race. Coming through to the last corner, V8 Man has taken the lead. This is incredible. He's out of fuel. Formula One Rocks. He's going to have to roll to the finish line. And Kart Dude is going to get him as well. He's out of fuel. This is incredible stuff on the last lap of the race. Formula One Rocks as Kart Dude. V8 Man takes the win. Kart Dude finishes second. And HSV as well. He's going to get onto the podium here. This is incredible stuff as Formula One Rocks is stricken in the middle of the track. You might have to get out and start pushing, Jono, if you're listening, because that's the only way you're going to get over the line here. Disaster for Formula One Rocks. And I tell you what, they like cutting these fuel margins pretty thin. But I tell you what, this is amazing. What a finish to this race. And Grace, if you've got any fingernails left, this is absolutely amazing. Your man taking victory, Grace, as Nemo comes across the line. And we can see Formula One Rocks there. Jono slipping ever further down the order. And I think they're all going to get him here, Jace. What an incredible finish as the lights... we put on a bit of a light show here at Dubai. What an incredible finish to this race. It was looking like a grandstand finish. They were going to be close. And then just at the final corner, as they do their usual little kamikaze move, it was Formula One Rocks running out of fuel. Disaster for him, Jace.
Oh my god. What just happened after 3
Absolutely incredible, Jace. You're cutting in and out again. So for everybody watching at home, I can provide some translations of what you're trying to say, Jace. I'm very good at that, as you know. But look at that. So the final results, it was Grace's man, V8 Man 51, winning the race, taking his first win of this season. 5.4 seconds ahead of Kart Dude. Then it was HSV sneaking onto the podium ahead of Fubbles and Nemo in the top 5. Waffles in 6th. Womp in 7th, our cameraman. Righty in 8th. Mighty Murph in 9th. Then it was Mickey in P10. What a finish to this race as we take a look there at the championship order, which is all zeros. So those points aren't coming up yet, as of yet, I should say. But have a look. There's your podium there. V8 Man winning from Kart Dude. What a finish to this race. Some nice points there, actually. Some pretty handy points for the two Sodi Motorsport guys. Kart Dude in 2nd and HSV in 3rd, although it says Kart Dude. Wow, what a night we've had. But on the last lap, incredible stuff. Running out of fuel with merely centimetres to go in this race. 100 kilometres, and Formula One Rocks could only manage 99.8 of them, Jace. And Jason's gone again. This is incredible stuff. I'm just flying solo here tonight on the live stream, but it's great to have your company with us. Grace, very excited. Anthony Riley, we can't say that. Fuck. What a finish. Should have made his teammate push him. Well, indeed he should have. OMG, wow, all sorts of comments on there. Sebastian, you flog. Tell you what, we're getting some negative stuff there. But Jace, I tell you what, let's just take a breath. What a finish to this race. We've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get you and Kart Dude and HSV onto the podium, into the chat. Dropping in and out, which is always good to see.
Yep.
But,
well, I can do that while we're still on air, Jace. I beg your pardon. I'll just, as you keep cutting out there, geez, talk about frustration. But we will just try and get our man, who's V8 Man there? Just try and get him into the stream. Don't tell me I'm not friends with him on the PSN. That can't be right, surely. As here we go, we've got Alan Compact, Formula One Rocks. We might get him in as well, just to have a bit of a chat. But I don't think I've actually got him on my PSN network for everyone watching at home. That's a shame. I thought we were a little bit closer than that, but Ah, yes, of course, Jace. I think there is another way to do it. Was it suggested? I think just how good are we working here? As Brody's joined the party. I'm not sure whether these boys can invite V8 Man. If you could, that'd be if you could ever be ever so kind to invite them in, as we're having some technical issues with our man Jason Wilkinson, but my co-commentator. But first, we're going to start with, we'll start with who's here first. Cart Dude, tell us a bit about that race, mate. Fantastic stuff. You had some pretty epic battles out there tonight, and you've come home in P2. You must be pleased with that result.
I almost had a heart attack on the last lap. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what happened at the start. Like, Johnny's car was a bit laggy again, but we'll have to look at it. But then I made my own mistake anyway, so I opted to just change the fronts, and I'm not too sure, Jason. How do you think that worked out? It wasn't too bad, but I just didn't have that traction that Johnny had, and once he got past me, I couldn't do very much.
Yes, what a fantastic race! What a finish! He keeps cutting in and out there, Jace. You might want to reset that modem yet again. I heard you were going to ask him a question there, Cart Dude, but we might, unless it's...
I'm going to jump out the party because it's ridiculous.
Yes, it's getting a little bit... It's gone from the sublime finish of the race to the ridiculous now in the party chat. But Formula One Rocks has joined the party. And now there's just a suggestion here of someone to join the party. And we're just looking to get our race winner V8 Man into the party as well. And... view suggested players. I tell you what, we have a week to sort this out, but here we go. We've invited our man into the party now. And we might just have a quick chat while we wait for V8 Man to join us in the party tonight. We might have a quick chat with Jono, a.k.a. Formula One Rocks. Now, Jono, what happened on that last lap? You were almost there, mate, and you ran out of gas in the final corner.
Yeah.
And just a little bit sketchy there. I don't know whether it's my connection or yours, mate. But, Jason's wandered off. He says, you finish it off, mate. I'll leave the party. So thanks very much for your company, Jace, or for half of the race anyway. But no, seriously, Jono, where does this put you in the championship race, my good man? You were out last week. You looked a sure thing there in that final race after a pretty epic battle with your teammate. And you've ended up finishing, well, outside the points and even further back in the championship. How can you recover in the final 3 rounds?
I don't think I can. I'm a long way behind.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. Bad luck for tonight. We're just getting the messages through to wrap this up. So bad luck tonight there, Jono, but better luck for next week, my good man. And, we hope to see you back on the podium very soon as we are joined by V8 Man. As Dane, fantastic result there. How good was that? You boys, the Shake and Bake boys, no team orders down there at Shake and Bake Racing. You boys were in amongst it as there was all sorts of funny things. I reckon we had a few aliens interrupt our broadcast. But anyway, you got the win in the end. Your teammate dramatically running out of fuel at the last corner, mate. Tell us a bit about your race. And first of all, congratulations. You're back in the winner's circle for Season 2.
Thanks, Trevor. The race was pretty tough. Avoiding the first front straight and first corner was like the biggest thing to get past first. I'm not sure what happened with Brody and Jono. After that, just tried to be like consistent through the race and kind of like just be clean and easing the tyres because the front left was destroyed most of the time. And then pitted like halfway through the lap, so the race had a split strategy. And then was able to just do the same strategy, just race my own race, and then try to fend off Brody and Jono coming through. Then had to hold off Jono, but he did hit me twice, unintentionally. I think his lag was probably the problem there. And then at the end of the race, he was, I think, just short of fuel, and I wasn't able to push him because I didn't know when he was exactly running out of fuel. So I would have pushed him if I knew. But it was a hard, sweaty race.
Fantastic race. It was sweaty, it was spicy, it was hot. As you'd expect in the desert heat of Dubai, mate. Congratulations again, fantastic
Cheers,
win, and yep, all the best for next week as well. Good to have you back in the winner's circle there, Dane.
Thanks,
joining
mate.
us. Congratulations, Dane, and we will catch you next week. And I reckon we might have HSV speak now or forever hold your peace in the party as well. He's been very patient as F1 Rock's leaving the party. And Dean, are you there? And can you have a bit of a chat with us there, mate? You snuck onto the podium. What happened? You kept to yourself in the early part of the race. You were leading in the early stages, and you just slotted a bit further back into the field. And what was your reaction, mate, when you came around the last corner to see Formula One Rock sitting in the middle of the track?
Karma. That's what I was thinking.
Just taking the Fernando Alonso karma. And,
about that race.
Well, I'll tell you what, but seriously though, mate, on a serious note, podium finish, you've got to be happy with that. I mean, it was a pretty eventful race. You mentioned karma, mate, but anyway, after all of that, 24 crazy laps, you ended up on the podium.
Well, I don't know if it's deserved, but I'll take it.
Got to take it when you can, mate, that's for sure. And, well, as Brody's left the party, and, well, congratulations, Dean. We didn't have any of your team radio again tonight. We're having some technical issues of our own, so our man Jace was jumping in and out of the party. But anyway, congratulations, mate, on the podium finish. I know you said it wasn't well-deserved, but you've got to get those podiums and points when you can, mate. And congratulations tonight.
Drop a little postscript here. I'm pretty sure there's some interesting and maybe not very clean tactics from a couple of people.
Well, you can watch all of that on a replay of the stream, Jace. We caught all of the best action. Jace, you're not Jace, are you? You're Dean. Jeez, I tell you what, how good are we travelling tonight? But anyway, thanks, Dean, for joining us as V8 Man. Also leaves the party yet again tonight. And as you see, your final 1, 2, 3 there on your screen, we are just about ready to wrap up here tonight. And it's been fantastic to have your company here for the Dubai 124 laps. What a result. It was V8 Man in the end taking victory. And don't forget to join us next week for round 8 of the SRL Project Cars 2 Asia Pacific V8 Supercar League. We're back at Laguna Seca for the Super Sprint rounds. Back to the Super Sprint rounds, I should say. 2 races, 14 laps. Don't forget to tune in from 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time on the Kid Buyers channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to keep supporting the live stream. We love having your company each and every week. And I'll just sign off for my co-commentator, Jason, who's left the party, unfortunately, having all sorts of problems tonight. But thank you very much yet again, Jace. We work beautifully every week, and it was good to be back on air, mate. So I'll look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope to have all of your company as well next week. That's it for round 7. That's all we've got time for tonight. Join us next Thursday. It's bye for now.